Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
Welcome to another episode of Sitting Ringside. This is episode number 153. We are back after a week's vacation, and it feels good being live here, sitting with my boys, David Rodriguez, Mark Andrew Miller, and Verly Lara. How's it going, fellas?
It's going. It's
Doing
going.
well. Seems like it's been a year, as always. But yeah, shout out to Mark for matching a game, hat game tonight. But yeah, I think my hat's
It's too small. It doesn't fit on my head good.
No, it looks like you stole that off one of those Woody dolls. It's tiny.
That's hilarious. Well, guys, as we always do before we get started with our show, I'm going to give out our shout outs to one and only HKA USA. Go to HKA USA, show your support, buy some shit from them. They always support fighters. I can't stress that enough. Also, shout out to MMA TV, Sprinty, and ESPN Plus, and Fight TV. Shout out to Fight because they've been showing a lot of love to Fight Book MMA on Twitter lately.
And
so
ESPN Plus
and
and
yeah,
Fight
so
TV.
shout outs to them.
Yeah, Fight's been
Also,
showing a lot of love to us, bro.
Hell yeah, they have
A
man.
lot.
So maybe
Shout out
next
to
year
them.
we
Yeah, Fight's
probably
been
jump
showing a
back
lot of love
onto
to
their
us, bro.
platform. I don't know.
Hell
We'll
yeah, they
see.
have
I
a
gotta
lot.
have a conversation with
Maybe
Fight,
next
but lately,
year.
yeah,
Yeah, Fight's
me and Rudy, we see the tweets and they've been showing a lot of love to Fight Book MMA. So shout out to Fight TV. Thank you so much. Also to all our partner promotion, XFN over there, Dale Cook holding it down with our boy Arlo Jumper. Also to Brave Combat Federation, One Championship, Fight World MMA, everybody else that we work really close with. Shout outs to them.
Cage Steel too. Dominic
Cage
Gibbs.
Steel, yep.
So, yep.
Yep. Can't forget that Cage Steel. They also show a lot of love to Fight Book MMA. So just go to our partners tab and you'll see who we work with. All right, fellas. This weekend is a banging weekend of fights, man. I mean, it is a shit ton of fights. We have 14 events. All of them except one are going to be on Fight TV.
Wow.
Actually, I'm sorry, two of them. The first one on December 2nd, one on Prime Video 5. That's going to be live on Prime. And the next one.
That's on Friday, right?
Yeah, that's
All right,
tomorrow.
yeah, that's gonna be a badass event, man.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Also on December 2nd, live on Fight, Havoc FC 15, River City Fights 4. And then the next is going to be on live on Saturday, Grapple Fest 14, also live on Fight, Senshei 14. The next ones, they're just all going to be live on Fight TV. So, Nak Muay 2, which is a Muay Thai promotion, Top Level Pro 9 grappling series. Shout outs to them. They love Fightbook MMA. They always tag us on Instagram and on Facebook. So shout outs to them. They are, it's a badass promotion out in New England area. Dynasty Combat Sports, Seasons Beatings 2022, Shamrock FC 342, Rage in the Cage OKC 91, Fusion Fight League, and of course UFC on ESPN 42. And then on Sunday, the next two are going to be live on Fight, Cage Legacy 18 and Subversive Miami, Jiu-Jitsu versus MMA. That's going to be really interesting. Yeah.
Isn't Eagle FC have an event too as well?
I don't think so.
I thought they had an event, but yeah, because it's a weird, like, it shows only 3 bouts scheduled. I know it's more than that, but it's an event taking place in Russia, so it's
Well, that's probably why.
it could be in like a boat dock with like a bunch of like containers around in the back, you know.
Loading container, man.
It will like the old, what's the character setting, Mark? You probably know. Was it Balrog or like the old Street Fighter
Yeah,
background?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Balrog, yeah,
rolling
Balrog.
around and shit. Yeah,
The Russian wrestler.
Well, and then next up we have the boxing bare knuckle slap fighting category on December 2nd. We'll also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next ones are going to be live on Fight. Treasure Boxing Promotion, BKB 29, and BKFC 34 Hollywood. Slap Fight Championship 21, Ignite Boxing 1, and TMB Promotions Knockout. Then we got some heavy title fights coming up. Also, this one is going to be live on ESPN Plus, live in London. It's going to be a title fight. This one's a heavyweight bout. Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora. It's going to be a 12-rounder. They're going to be fighting for Fury's lineal and WBC heavyweight title. And also on that card, we have another title fight. Daniel Dubois versus Kevin Larina. They're going to be fighting for Dubois' WBA regular heavyweight title. Then on live on DAZN in Glendale, Arizona, title fight, Juan Francisco Estrada versus Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. 12-rounder for Estrada's WBC franchise title. And that's it. So it's going to be a lot of fights. And as always, David, what do we say with all these events that are happening starting tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're coming off a long break from combat sports, MMA, and boxing. It's fully loaded, like I said, this weekend. Tyson Fury, UFC, a lot of stuff happening on Fight TV. So you're not watching every single second of every single round of every single fight of all those events that Rob listed, all while doing the Dana White Bucket Friday Challenge.
You're not a real fight fan, folks. And you know what? Just because there weren't fights last weekend, or at least UFC fights, doesn't mean that you could get away with not doing the Fuck It Friday challenge. Last week was the leftover turkey roll, and Dana White thought it was disgusting. If you didn't do that at least one time out of the weekend last week, not a real fight fan.
to give a quick shout out to our boy Anik. He's our new team member for Fightbook MMA. He held it down for PFL Championship. Banging interviews that he did. They're all on Twitter. He actually ran the Twitter accounts that Friday night, and he was posting all the results, all the interviews that he was able to do at the scrums after each fight. PFL loved our articles and all our tweets. They emailed me back, and they were really impressed of what kind of work we did. It's weird because I had other media contact me and said that if I got my media credentials revoked because they did, and I told them no, we're still there, and we were one of the few media that didn't get our credentials revoked, which is pretty cool because I got the media credentials that Monday of fight week, and everybody else got it a month, 2 months before the event. So that tells you a lot what PFL sees about Fightbook MMA and the kind of work that we do. You know, it's we're not just a UFC media platform. As you can tell, we are everything platform. So yeah, so shout out to them.
Yeah, if we had 8 hours every Thursday, we talk every single event, every single round, every single second, like real fight fans do. But honestly, yeah, boots on the ground, Fightbook MMA, just about anywhere at any given event, any given time. So
yeah, and then that Saturday night, your boy was covering Fight World MMA. That event, man, was fucking amazing. Brand new venue. The venue, I mean, to me, it looked like an going to an Invicta Combate Bellator event. It was fucking amazing. That venue was badass. They loved it so much that they asked Fight World MMA to come back in March. So I'll be there in March, the first week. No, was it? Yeah, it's either February or March. I don't remember, but it is. We are going back there to. I was the only media, so I always say we're going back because I'm the only media covering that event.
But now that you said it, though, if they are coming back, Rob, I hated to have missed it and not caught up with you guys last week, but I will be there in March. Shout out to John Judy and everybody in Haiti. Freddie Sandoval, guys on there. I heard the fights were epic, and I love the venue. The venue was super legit. But, yeah, they need to keep that up, and that's going to be an every 2-3 months thing. So shout out to everybody.
Oh yeah,
everybody competed on there, and Fightbook, Rob in the house holding it down. So.
Hell yeah. And what's cool is I talked to John Dotson, and we were having an awesome conversation. And we're actually going to have John Dotson on the show December 8th after his training, which is going to be later on into the show, just because of time difference of what he's doing and the way we start our show. So look out for that. And Tim Means also talked to him for a little bit, and he said that he loves our show, loves the podcast, loves all of us, because he says there were just bunch of guys hanging out talking fights. So yeah, it was fun.
Talking shit, talking fights, talking shit. Can't wait to have Tom Brady back on.
Yeah. It's necessary, man. Having Tim on the show is always.
We know your secret, Tim. We know.
Glad
we
he
need
enjoys the show.
We need to tell him that.
We enjoy.
Tell him that every time, bro.
Him not being on the show last time, I mean, it's sort of a tradition, so we got to keep that up as far as Tim in the. I mean, he's going to keep fighting until he can't. Tim's just that type of dude. But yeah, that's good to hear, Rob. And curious to see who they match him up with, because that fight was pretty close last time too. I know Rudy had it for Tim, but I'm pretty sure he'll.
We all had it for Tim, man. Yeah. So it was cool, man. It was fun. The event was fun. A lot of fighters that I've been covering and doing some interviews. They came up to me and thanked me for always being there for them. So I tell them, that's what Fightbook MMA is all about. We're all. It's not just me. It's all of us. We all have one way or another. We have our contributions to the fighters. The up and comers. It doesn't matter what we're doing. We are. It's all of us, and that's what I explained to them, and they're like, okay, that's awesome. So yeah, so shout out to Fight World MMA, and can't wait to cover the next event. I did get some insight on some other events that's happening here in Albuquerque that I cannot say, but the commission did sit right next to me, and we were talking, and They gave me the 411 and some upcoming events happening next year. It's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna start calling you
Including
Joe
the
Dirt.
UFC, yeah. Including that UFC return to Albuquerque, which Steve Garcia will be fighting on, and we predicted it already on the show, so time will tell.
Yep.
We shall see.
Yep.
But,
Did you just say
speaking of,
camel toe, or I heard him say camel toe?
not quite. But
Oh, you
speaking
said
of
time will
PFL,
tell. I was
I
way
will
off.
tell. Bro, clean
we're
those
talking
ears, man.
about Anik though covering PFL. Let's start right there and recap the PFL $1 million
Sean
checks
Anik.
getting cut. But probably one of the bigger upsets in MMA history. I think you'd all agree. I think we not everybody's seen it coming, but we kind of Larissa Pacheco has been competitive in a lot of her fights in PFL and looked impressive, man. But yeah, the loss kind of stung with Kayla, and she's in a weird place right now, would you say? But yeah, Larissa Pacheco making her mark, becoming the champion. Is it the biggest upset in MMA history on the women's side, I guess you could say?
No, the
No.
biggest upset have to have been Holly Holm kicking the shit out
Yes.
of Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the biggest upset in MMA history to
Yeah.
date.
Yeah.
But as far as the $1 million
I think,
check,
yeah, I was gonna say, I think Larissa, right? That's her name.
Larissa.
I think Larissa found the way to beat Kayla. She can
Testosterone.
tell. You can tell. You can tell that she did her homework.
yeah,
They
Um,
already fought
you
twice
can-
before, so
That is
Well,
one
yeah.
scary woman, bro. You know, I'll be
Yeah,
quite
but-
perfectly honest.
but-
She's scary.
Yep.
Right. But Kayla, after that fight with Larissa, she was on tear. She was undefeated until that night. Larissa, on the other hand, she studied her even more after these two fights. And she found the secret in how to defeat her. And she played and fought her game plan perfectly.
Yep.
So it just shows that anybody's beatable, obviously, right? But if you do your homework and execute that game plan, you're going to be able to beat the unbeatable. And
Yeah.
that's what Larissa did. She did it. And Kayla didn't have the answer. She had zero answers. There was a point where they almost stopped the fight.
Yeah, do you
Felt
think this
victory.
loss has that effect, like with Rousey? You know what I mean, where she just starts taking L's and like it's. I mean, it's
I
kind
don't
of seemed
think
that
so.
way, and the post conference kind of seemed like it was going that way, but it was of course fresh off the loss.
I don't think so, David. I think she'll eventually she'll bounce back. She's gonna take a lot of time off though. She's gonna take some time
Well,
off. She's not at least till
she-
about mid next year.
She
Probably by summer
better.
next year she'll be back.
She got her face bashed in by this beast of a lady.
But I don't see her taking a bunch of losses like Ronda did. I just don't see it.
Do we
No,
see
because
I think
You
this
see the
just
Cyborg fight.
was just one of those nights where her opponent just had the right game plan, studied her enough after the first two losses, and came in there way more prepared than the first two times. And
Yeah, I
the
didn't see it
Rockets
as like a domination, bro. It was a very
time's a
close
charm.
fight. It was a real close fight.
what do they always say? Third time's a charm, right?
yeah, because I think hopefully you do see the matchup. I know Cyborg was pretty active on social media, and they've been going back and forth trying to get that fight booked. But I want to see that fight happen before it's too late. Kayla or Cyborg against either of these ladies. Cyborg against Pacheco would be pretty dope.
I think that would be an awesome fight. Cyborg against Pacheco. I think that would
Cyborg,
be.
he deserves the pay too. Like the way these PFL
yeah.
fighters are getting well paid. You know, like I think who was it that came out and said Olivier Aubin-Mercier?
Yeah, that was
like,
badass, dude. That was a great win for him. I'm glad to see him win and make some money, man.
Mhm.
They're saying that this is that was a lesson to a lot of the UFC fighters to be like, yeah, this is what's happening, and go get your money, go get paid.
Mhm.
Aubin-Mercier was a motherfucker early in his career in the UFC, tough to beat, but yeah, these paydays in the PFL, man, like Aspen Ladd defeating Julia Budd. That
I
show
was
that was a
just
shocker.
gonna say that. I was just,
That one shocked me. I
dude. Out
expected
of
Buck to
out of
win that.
all the the missed weights and the missed cuts and her struggling to get on the fucking scale, and look what she's doing in the PFL.
Yeah, she may in
So
fact find herself in a title fight or so, and yeah, that just shows. I mean, the talent level. The UFC, they sign all the best ladies. That's the premier organization, but over at PFL, they're cutting those $1 million checks, and yeah, I think a lot more fighters are realizing that. And once they're able to be a free agent or get the opportunity to fight outside of the UFC, whether it's boxing or if you continue to fight MMA, PFL is a premier league. I mean, Bellator does pay fighters pretty well too. Sponsorships are allowed.
They have the
but-
Grand Prix whenever they do them. So
yeah. So you get to gauge where you really are with competition. Like the UFC, it's just like the same title fight over and over again. Or if you're on the good side of Dana, or whatever. We all know the politics of UFC game and matchmaking. So we talk about that each and every show. But yeah, there's some guy. I mean, look at Brendan Lugani. I mean, wasn't he cut from the UFC? Comes back, leaves again, goes to PFL, earns $1 million paycheck. Like I guarantee he didn't earn 20,000 in the UFC.
yeah, I think even the fighters when they're not even when there's just in a regular event, the PFL fighters, I'm sure they're making some good money.
Yeah, Rob
Oh, they are.
Wilkinson, another guy too. That guy that was like forgotten, previous UFC guy. He was pretty vocal about the pay, his journey, and a lot of the hardcores would know Rob Wilkinson because he's a guy from down under. He's like an original guy from like Australia or New Zealand. So
Yeah, he's he's an Aussie man.
yeah, and he fought the Wolverine. You know what I mean? That's not an easy win. Amari Akhmedov's a motherfucker, and yeah, that was nasty. That fight was nuts. The doctor stoppage too as well. So.
Yeah, that was a great fight, dude. That whole event was awesome, man. It was a cool ass event.
it was a good card.
Even though it was a pay-per-view, you know what I mean? A lot of people were talking shit on it, but I think it delivered.
I enjoyed it. Honestly, it was it was really good.
Yep, and I think it
I don't
kind
know.
of
A couple
shows.
shocking losses, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I didn't expect Gleason Tebow to lose, but whatever.
Yeah, well, he's the guy that holds the only victory over Khabib. He still got that title though.
He beat Khabib. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He beat Khabib.
I remember the fight clearly. Yeah, that's why somebody brought up like the stats recently about it, and yeah, he's probably the only guy that was never taken down by Khabib and outstruck him, and early in his career, of course. But yeah, who would have known? I mean, hey, Save Gleason got the nod that night. Never know. But underwhelming performance, and Jeremy Stevens just keeps getting beat up in PFL.
Dude,
right? Like,
Jeremy Stevens is one of those fighters that say, you know what? I feel like fighting a punching bag. Okay, we'll match you up with Jeremy Stevens.
oh man, yeah. Well, he's a big fall from grace. Who the fuck is that guy fighting in Madison Square Garden? I mean, of course, he's still fighting in New York City in Madison Square Garden, but I don't know, man. Jeremy Stevens, like the guy's record is 29-21 at this point. Like, I don't think there's anybody out there that has that kind of record. Given the guys that he's fought, I know he's fought some of the best talent in the world. So.
And what about Ali, the grandson, making his MMA debut, winning 20 fucking seconds in the first round, bro?
Yeah,
bro.
Mm.
Yeah,
it was like 30 or 40 second fight. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
But yeah, PFL definitely shined. They had a fucking star-studded with GSP, Aljo, everybody was there. You know what I mean? So they bring everybody to the show, and they put on a great pay-per-view. Like Rudy said, it delivered. People were hating. Just that's what everybody knows how to do, is hate on everything.
All they want to do is hate on like a different organization. It's always UFC or but. It's always just UFC, nothing else. But there's
People
other
are fucking
stuff to
stupid,
watch.
bro. People hate on everything. I love everything, even shitty stuff, bro. But if it's
I'll
like
watch a video that's
beyond
like
shitty,
guys in
I'll
the
tell
audience
you.
Like the basketball MMA fights.
I'm totally down for that shit. I like this carnival shit, bro. I love events like that,
Dude,
you know.
That guy fucking destroyed the backboard, and everybody's still walking on that glass.
Yeah, they're using these cheap, backboards is not even like NBA style. You can't be dunking on that shit. Even the NBA ones, dude, you can't dunk on them that hard.
No.
Well, that's officially my new favorite sport. I'm gonna stop watching the UFC. I'm not a real fight fan. I'm just straight up.
They should call it basketball, like that video game.
Oh yeah, I wonder if they can't though because it's licensed to that video game.
Probably not. I mean, that was a game that happened a long time ago.
Or just spell it different. I mean, you can spell it different. You won't get sued just because it sounds the same.
No. Well, Rudy just coined the new. Yeah, that's the new. They're gonna use it. Like, I have a feeling.
I know.
They have to,
Tomorrow.
bro.
Breaking news!
Basketball.
I just got a Twitter tweet. The new event's called basketball.
Basketball.
What a time to be an MMA fan. That's the new slogan.
Right?
Yeah.
That is fucking correct, man.
Yeah. But definitely a lot happening PFL, cap off that great event. I will be buying their next pay-per-view. I think a lot of people are into PFL now. Like a lot of the hardcores, because like the UFC, now we're in an era now where like the UFC don't want us hardcores. They want people to fucking buy the slap. Yeah, they want like the 10, whatever. They're looking for the slap fight. They're looking for fighters to just like a train wreck, you know what I mean, each and every fight. And if it's not that, then it ain't, that's not their cup of tea apparently. But the hardcores, yeah, PFL, they definitely appreciate their card, their pay-per-view, and yeah, keep an eye on PFL. You might see fucking Nate Diaz show up.
And if you missed that event, folks, hate to say it, but you're not a real fight fan.
They've been around for a long time though. They had a different name before, so they've been around for a good long time, like a fair amount of time. That's where Justin Gaethje came from. That's where Marlon Moraes came from.
Yeah,
World Series of Fighting.
Exactly. It's still the same
and
name.
what's up with
that name, but now that's just a kickboxing company. What's up with World Series of Fighting? But now it's just kickboxing.
What's up with Marlon Moraes, bro? That dude is done, huh?
You know what? I was waiting for Rudy to call me out on him because Rudy knows that's my boy. I don't know.
He's your
I don't know
boy?
if he should have came back or not. Marlon's one of my favorite fighters.
Oh.
and who was he fighting?
Another Moraes.
Another Moraes.
Another Moraes, his brother.
Was it actually his brother?
No.
I don't know.
That's what my cousin thought. My cousin goes, "Is that his brother?" I'm like, I don't friggin' know. That's kind of able to assume that's his brother because they have the same name.
That's like what do you call it? A half baked, or what is it? The dogs when they have to fight, it's like Killer against his brother.
Yeah.
Yo, Killer, kill! And then he goes off on that whole story. He's like, I don't know why, but I believe him, yo.
Yeah. Or that's when the dog like freaks out, right? Is that Rudy, that portion of the movie, right?
Yeah, the dog smokes weed and he goes home to his one-legged bitch of a mother.
Legendary. See, movies like that, they can never duplicate them or dare even try to remake that kind of movie. I know they remake a lot of garbage now and they're ruining like childhood.
It's my understanding that they're making a half-baked 2 and it's coming out next summer.
Sequel, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Called Mary Jane.
Hey, I want to see that, bro. I mean, if it's the same actors, hell yeah.
Yeah. If it's the same actors.
It's him, the How High 2 movie. It wasn't as good. That's why they're gonna make a How High 3 with the original people, because they got the rights back.
Oh, I can't wait to hate on that movie. Yeah. But there's definitely a lot of things happening outside the cage as usual. So we will move on to our next segment.
What's the next segment?
Outside the Cage News.
I just mentioned Nate Diaz possibly fighting for PFL, but we're going to start with Nate Diaz. It wouldn't be a sitting ringside on Thursday night without mentioning Nathaniel Donald Diaz, officially not in the UFC rankings, open sweepstakes. My question to y'all is, where in the hell is Nate Diaz fight again? It's more than likely boxing, but
it's going to be the BKFC Triller event. To my understanding, BKFC and Triller are going to be partnering up, and they offered him something. They're in negotiations with him right now.
Like Perry, probably.
Yeah, that's the fight. I think is Mike
Well,
Perry.
BKFC's already partners with Triller.
Well,
really?
they don't have enough money. They
Yeah,
need
yeah,
Triller.
they're already partners with them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because at the last
I didn't know
event that I was covering, it showed Triller on their
Yeah.
cage or
Oh.
their
Oh.
It's
I
been
fence
wasn't
that
or
way.
taking
whatever you
for
want to
a while.
call it.
Yeah, it's definitely been that way. But I mean, what did we say a while back? We talked about like BKFC scenario with Diaz, like fighting MVP or you know what I mean, like matchups like that. We even threw like Nick Diaz out there, but Nate against Perry, I guess, because Perry beat MVP. There's some good fights, man. Like Nate is, I don't know about the bare knuckle thing. Like boxing is where it's at, but Nate's gonna go for the biggest check, and I don't know. I have a feeling the fucking Jake Paul fight just has to happen like sooner than later.
By summertime next year, it happens.
Hey, but you know what? I'm always Rudy. BKFC. I mean, if
Yeah.
it's gonna happen in bare knuckle, it would be awesome to see Nate Diaz in bare knuckle. But he does have that scar tissue.
He
Yeah.
could do it all.
He
Too, like,
will
yeah.
get cut bad.
Yeah, he could probably do it all and compete everywhere, including his own organization, BKFC Triller, fight fucking Jake Paul, and go to Bellator and fight.
That's how the whole next year is going to be. He's going to be all over the place, and then he's going to go back to the UFC. And in about 2 years, he'll come back to the UFC. Watch and win the title.
He's going to be slap fighting in Dana's Slap League, Bellator,
Yep.
BKFC. Nate Diaz everywhere. 2023. There you go. But moving on outside the cage news, we got to keep the names that are outside that haven't been fighting. We know Nate just fought, but a guy that hasn't fought in like 5 years. Apparently, he wants to fight Artem Lobov for the rights to proper number 12. Conor McGregor.
Make it a friggin' ladder match. Fuck.
Hey, Artem
Yeah.
Lobov is doing his own vodka.
Yeah, apparently Artem is suing Conor McGregor for defamation, and Conor McGregor didn't take too kindly to that and called him out on Twitter and told him to meet him at what is that place called? SBG Arena?
Yeah, at the gym. Yeah,
and fight him.
Quick blast.
I don't know if that was supposed to happen last night, wasn't it? Or tonight?
Right now.
I think it's tonight. Right now.
Right?
At this moment, yeah.
I wonder if little T-Rex arm showed up. I guarantee you he didn't.
Man.
Bro, I mean, have you seen how freaking jacked Conor McGregor is? Like, I wouldn't want to fight that dude.
He looks like he's a 185er right now.
Bro, he
he
looks like a 205er, bro.
Yeah.
Because I think he's back in the USADA testing pool. He's using that loophole thing, and that's why moving on. I want to talk about Anthony Smith criticizing Conor, saying he's getting special privileges from USADA, and I don't think Conor's the first guy that USADA's given like special privileges. Like, Jones hiding under the fucking Jackson.
They let Jones test positive for how many fights in a row after he finally got popped.
But he's not in the testing pool, so why would it even matter? You know what I'm saying?
Well, John Jones tested positive and still fought for the belt. Like, that's never going to happen again. Like, ever again.
Well, I could see Conor testing positive for something, maybe. You never know.
Cocaine.
They gave a special permission to fucking Brock Lesnar.
Of course,
against Mark Hunt. Now UFC one. Oh, yeah, it's true. Against Mark Hunt.
Yeah, but those were golden days. Though. You kind of had to. USADA's like, well, we got to get Brock Lesnar in there. You know what I mean,
all depends on the commission, really. Like, some commissions might not allow, like, could be dicks and be like, no, we're not gonna let them fight. I don't give a shit how much it's gonna cost you guys. No.
Like Texas. That's why John Jones didn't fight in fucking Texas. Yep. So, pyramids. Where's the pyramid?
They just need to fight in a reservation, since they don't do any of that stuff in the res, and do an all-out fucking TRT versus steroid freaked out fighters, and just let them brawl, man.
We already have that. It's called Fight Circus.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is very true. We do have that. It's Fight Circus. But I'm saying here in the States.
Yeah. Well, the reservation fight with Jones, I'm all in. There's plenty of reservations around Roberto and myself's hometown, home state. But
do it on the yacht in the middle of nowhere, like just in the middle of the sea, where it's legal.
So what do you guys think of Alex Pereira and Kamzat?
It should happen, but Colby Covington is still out there, and I think Colby might want that fight. Like, we haven't heard anything about him being on that Leon Edwards Usman. Like, we don't know who's fighting Leon Edwards. I think it's Colby Covington, but the Chimaev fight, they got to get him. Not the title though. I don't think he deserves a title shot.
Nah, no way, bro. I don't think he
Fuck
deserves
no.
the title.
But they're gonna give it to him. Watch.
Well, if they do, they better make sure they got a backup opponent or two. But speaking of John motherfucking Jones, and we'll get to the 205 switcheroo in a couple weeks. Glover Teixeira no longer fights for the belt. We have heard March is the official month. We got a month. I think John Jones actually does fight, guys, in March. What do you got, Rudy?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he's gonna fight, man. He's been on the sidelines, and he wanted to go in December, but that didn't happen, man, for some odd reason. Something to do with Stipe or whatever. But it looks like, you know, rain or shine, he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight in March, man. He should have been fighting this month.
I think he says
That-
fuck it
that's
at this point. Yeah, I think like they said Curtis Blades is an option out there too. Like, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know
that's what they're saying. If they
Ngannou's
can't
not
find him
ready,
an
Curtis
opponent,
Blades is
it's
up.
the opponent to make it. The opponent he's going to fight is going to be Curtis Blades, which is
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a weird matchup.
You know,
but-
Ngannou's not gonna be ready.
Yeah,
Ngannou's
because that's
supposed to be
kind
gone
of
for like a year.
it's sort of like the OSP fight when Jones was out because he's been out for 3 years. So he comes back and looks like shit against Blades, then you can kind of say, yeah, well, he wouldn't have been ready for Ngannou because they know they want that fight. And that's Dana White's ace up his sleeve is the fucking John Jones Ngannou fight. But Ngannou's been on the shelf for a while. We've seen fighters have titles stripped, like Colby Covington, like 2 months later. You know what I mean? So something has to happen.
Prajaska, whatever.
Yeah,
he
well,
got-
Yuri Prochaska.
Yeah,
he
Prochaska,
vacated
yeah.
the title. Yuri vacated the
Yeah,
title.
he vacated the title, bro. They gave him the option to fight somebody else or to wait.
Well, I'm sure they gave him option. We either strip it or you just vacate it.
No, they were going to give him the option to let them have an interim belt. Glover turned it down. He didn't want to fight
Yeah.
somebody short minute last minute short notice. And Yuri just said, "Fuck it, I'll just relinquish it," because his injuries, from what Dana said, it was like the worst shoulder injury in that division history or in UFC history. So he's going to be out for like a year and a half or some shit.
Yeah.
And then probably even more
You
for
want to hold it up.
recovery.
Yeah, so he didn't want to hold up the division. So hats off to that dude for doing the admirable thing and not
like
being a bitch.
Francis,
I think what they in fact do is try to get Pereira to become the double champ or so at 205. Imagine a fight with him and Yuri, like, a year from now or something like that, where maybe he holds both belts or just holds the 205 strap. But I don't know. That matchup for the 205, I'm surprised Glover didn't take it, but Glover's no country for old men shit. You know what I mean? He's got to be ready to go. And on short notice, that's just not the way he likes to prepare. He's at that stage in his career where he's got to be well prepared. Fucking Ankalaev is a killer. You know what I mean? And I believe he will be the champion. I've been high on Ankalaev for a while. Just so happened, he's stepping in. So that's my pick for that fight. We're going to talk about that next week. But yeah, the 205 division, it's in a strange place. Yuri's still, until somebody beats him, he's the champ. But I like that matchup. That I mean, it's not like people are hating on the card and hating on that main event, but they had to do something to try to save that card because people are going to talk shit either way. So, like, what were they going to do? Have John Jones come in there and cut the 205 in 2 weeks? But
President
But-
Trump.
It's not gonna happen.
But yeah, that timetable on mentioning John Jones, March, I do believe he fights. We're all kind of agreeing that it is Curtis Blades, but Jones better not come in there and lay an egg and look like the OSP fight. He needs to go in there and fucking destroy Curtis Blades. And then we see like the Ngannou fight. Because Jones, man, a lot of years have passed where suspension, USADA, prime years of his career, and he's still the GOAT. 14-time fucking champion, So John Jones, if you're listening, let's see you in that cage on March. And
Hell yeah.
whoever the fuck it is, we just need to see you fight. Speaking of John Jones, Rudy Lara, there's a movie about cocaine and a bear.
Cocaine Bear. It stars John Jones, Conor McGregor,
Yeah,
and a
I want to
bear.
watch that movie with John Jones and Conor McGregor. Imagine.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that movie with them, bro.
Share a big bucket of popcorn.
No, we're not gonna be eating popcorn, bro.
You're gonna be snorting live.
Yep. When in Rome.
Oh my god.
Who knew that movie would be something of these times? And I had to mention it because we talked to Jones. We can't talk to Jones.
It's one of the last movies that Ray Liotta was in. Cocaine Bear. I think they wrapped up filming last year, but it's about a bear who stumbles upon like five or eight bales of cocaine and eats them, and he goes on a murderous rampage. So pretty interesting.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear, folks.
That'd be
It
a
comes
way
out
better
in
way to
February
do
next year,
slasher movie.
which is right around the
That'd be
corner.
a
That's
way
like
better way to
3
do
months away.
slasher.
Dude, and what a good time to premiere the event, February, a month before John Jones's fight.
Yeah, they could have it all over the place, plastered all over the cage.
Exactly.
It's meant
Do you
to
love
be.
the Coco? We
Dude,
know who loves the
if
Coco.
we see the fucking Cocaine Bear logo in the UFC cage while John Jones is fighting, I'm going to fucking shit myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose it, but yeah, it's gonna
That'd be
happen.
But we
great.
called it, and then
It's
we
gotta happen,
fucking
bro.
Called it. We called it.
They're gonna have John Jones plug it. They're gonna be come watch Cocaine Bear February 23rd, live in Vegas.
The red carpet premiere, John.
Red
Jones.
carpet
Don't
premiere at the
forget
T-Mobile
your
Arena.
name.
The
White
meet
carpet
and greet.
premiere.
It's gonna be a John Jones Cocaine Bear watch party, bro. Just fucking
Oh my
watch.
God.
That'll be the
And
biggest live streamed event in history, bigger than the Alex Jones Kanye West interview today.
Get ready to snip.
Did you guys see that shit? Holy crap, bro!
Man,
That was pretty insane, man.
Oh.
Sniff Fest 2023.
That was a crazy interview today, man. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Oh man.
Nuts.
It's gonna be a white party.
well, moving on from the white, what do you guys think of the Oliveira trained down the Makachev rematch? You guys heard about that, right? The Brazil.
I kind of understand it because he needs. He's been on. He's been fighting a lot, and I think he just needs a break.
Yeah, he said it himself that he was just he's just kind of emotionally wrecked, bro, and he needs to get his shit together and mentally before he takes that fight. So, that's a smart thing to do, man. If you're not confident in yourself, why are you gonna go and risk losing again?
Again, yeah. So I'm not mad at him, and I totally understand it.
Yep.
Yeah, but what makes me wonder, I'm kind of thinking about it now because I know they brought Alex into the cage like immediately after. Like, what did they do? Go right to Charles and say, "Oh, do you want to fight in Brazil?" Like immediately after he lost, because they had to act fast with that because they're like, "Bucket double champ, Volkanovski down under, book that shit." Like, what really happened there? So.
Yeah.
And where is Justin Gaethje? I really want to know, where is that guy and who's he fighting? That's another thing.
Isn't he fighting next January or February?
Nope.
Why do I feel like he's scheduled to fight someone soon?
He's always scheduled to fight somebody.
No, but like I feel like
It
it's
just
soon.
never
Like, I
happened.
feel like it's I feel like it's in like the next month or two. That's what I'm
Dude,
thinking.
he was scheduled to fight on Saturday and they scrapped the belt.
Oh, well, that's
I'm just
probably what I
kidding.
mean then. No, I swear I could have swore he had a fight coming up like in January or February.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Michael Chandler in November in Madison Square Garden, but that didn't happen, which was a couple weeks ago.
Healing up though, man. Justin Gaethje's a warrior, man. He's he's fought the fucking best. You know what I mean? So it's kind of he may in fact just sit on the sidelines and wait to see what happens down under in New Zealand.
He's gonna fight Chandler next.
Yeah, a rematch.
You think they're gonna give him a rematch with Chandler?
Yeah, I was just gonna get to Michael Chandler too, because him and Masvidal, they're kind of trying to book that fight, but I don't like the fight, man. I don't want to see Masvidal and Michael Chandler. Definitely not for the BMF title, because Masvidal, he's not the BMF champion,
No.
Last I checked, so. Yeah, I don't know. I think I have a weird feeling like Nick Diaz and like Masvidal get booked. Like Diaz is still under contract. Nick, of course, but book
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
fucking yeah. Book Nick fucking Diaz and Masvidal. UFC, if you're listening.
That'll be the
Book that
bomb,
shit.
right?
Why the hell not? I heard Nick's healthy, so I don't think he'll
That's
look
good.
like as shitty as he did last time. Not even close. So, but another big name.
Nick looked like he just finished a plate of cheeseburgers when he went to go fight the last time, bro.
With Patty Pimblett.
Yeah, dude. He was like wearing a Patty Pimblett fat suit. And that's funny. I just saw an article saying Patty Pimblett was saying that him versus Connor in Ireland would be the biggest pay-per-view event ever. I'm like, dude, you're getting way too ahead of yourself. It would be fun fight. Not saying it wouldn't, and it would sell, but biggest pay-per-view event, I think Jake Paul would have better numbers.
Yep,
Yes.
he would. Jake and Connor would break all records.
Bro.
Hey, that might be the fight, like that we haven't, or we have mentioned it, but that just might be the fucking fight, you know. $149.99.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. People will pay it too, bro.
They would.
They
Yeah,
would
how much
pay
would
that
it go?
shit.
Yeah,
Connor
how
would be
much
like, you know what?
Mayweather and Connor?
Let's make it a proper 200.
Mayweather and Connor was like $119.99, wasn't it, or 120?
Was it really?
Yeah, it was 120.
I didn't pay that much for it.
I didn't pay at all for it.
Wait, no, I did actually. No, we did buy it. No, we each paid like $20 towards it. So I guess I did kind of pay for it, but not the full amount.
I actually didn't pay for it because I got my tickets paid for to watch it at the movie theater by the promotion that put the event. And Fathom events, they both reached out and said, hey, do you want to cover the event at the movies? And I was like, yeah, give me a +1. So I took my wife and we were right there covering that boxing event. So yes, I did not pay for it.
Yeah, and I
But I
didn't even watch the
usually
fight,
don't pay
so,
for it.
yeah, I didn't even watch a single second of that fight. So, but moving on, outside the cage news, Mark, up in your neck of the woods, Ontario, Canada, banning betting MMA integrity issues.
I think it's because of the whole James Krause possible stuff that's been going on, like the accusations. I think that has something to do with it.
Said it.
I know that's why.
He said I was betting.
It's questionable betting.
Fucking mouth.
That's
Which is
what it is.
stupid. It is so
betting and
stupid for him to say that.
It's but you know what? It's only Ontario, not all of Canada. It's only Ontario. All the other provinces can still bet on it, but Ontario is banning it. That's gonna fuck up the sales and websites so much now. Like my buddies and my cousin, they constantly bet on fights, so they're pissed.
Well, that's right. That's why they make friends outside of the region or in the States to make those bets.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna do with Rudy. I'm gonna send him money and make him do my bets for me now.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Rudy.
And Rudy gets a percentage of the winnings.
Fucking right. If we win 20 grand, he gets fucking 10. Split down the middle.
You hear that, Rudy?
But if you do that though, I'm not a real fight fan.
What? No, I think it's a dumb thing that they did. I think it's gonna backfire. They're gonna have a lot of complaints because in Ontario, our big betting thing, you know, like a lot of stores already lost a lot of business when I switched it up to one gaming thing as it is. So I think that's really it's not gonna go well in Ontario. It's gonna really be bad.
Well, one Canadian I bet on fighting in 2023 is the great George St. Pierre. I have a feeling he's going to box somebody, right? Or he's fighting someone.
I think if anything, it'd be a grappling match, not or a karate combat, not a box match, but grappling or karate combat. If anything, grappling could be possibly.
I don't think karate combat because he's part.
Well,
I think
he works with them, doesn't
he? Yeah, I think he's part owners or some investor with karate combat, and he does a lot of like. I think he does commentary or interviews or something like that with karate combat. So he won't fight for karate combat.
I still think it's going to be a grappling match with Khabib at some point next year. There's been talk of that for like the last year, a grappling match between them.
That'd be a good one. That's necessary. That's super necessary. Masvidal necessary.
Yep. Or maybe it's going to be fighting Ben Askren.
Have him do a submission grappling
There you go.
Or
Or
you know,
fuck it,
do something with
GSP
Chael
against-
Sonnen's.
GSP against Connor, Dana White slap league. Fuck it. They want shit shows. They're gonna get shit shows at the highest level.
Connor with the
Right.
cocaine, DSP with the maple syrup.
Oh, you know what's hilarious too about Connor? But as I listened to Chael Sonnen recently, Chael believes Connor's clean. Isn't that the most that's the most hilarious thing I've heard?
Really, Chael? Really, Chael?
Hey,
He's at
Chael's
least done
undefeated,
something.
undisputed, never lost a round. How dare you talk about Chael? It's great. I mean, it's the times we're in now. You got GSP popping up everywhere. You got Nate Diaz slapping people backstage at every event.
Maybe
Like,
GSP ends
yeah,
up in PFL. Goes for that $1 million.
let's get all these guys on one single card because George could box Jake Paul. He could fight Chael Sonnen. He could grapple Khabib. Nate could fight them all in a 3-month span. That's just where we're at. And
have
Who
fucking
knows?
Rudy covering every single fight, cage
Yep.
side.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely always some crazy shit going on outside the cage. But yeah, it's getting crazy going into 2023. So that's why stuff we just mentioned, you know, those names, those are big time names. There's a lot of money to be made. And I'm pretty sure there's some matchups that we haven't mentioned on the show, and a lot of them that we have that will in fact take place early 2023, including the fucking John Jones fight.
Right on. Any more outside the cage news, David?
I'm pretty sure we can go on another 2-3 hours, but
Yeah.
Right
yeah,
on.
no, yeah, we are good on outside the cage news, and yeah, we can move to the UFC Fight Night. We got pretty fucking legit card right in Orlando.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a fun little card, to be honest.
UFC
is. It
Fight
looks-
Night Thompson versus Holland.
You.
Let's take a
And
look
it's
at the poster.
Oh,
I
dude, I
didn't
love
see
the
it.
poster.
I love this poster, bro. This
I
is
do
probably
too, man.
one of the best posters I've seen all year.
Fuck yeah, bro.
I wish all of their posters had this type of effort. And this isn't even like the biggest event ever, but this poster is fucking sick.
It is, bro. When I saw it, I saw the poster yesterday when I was writing the article for today's show, and when I looked it up, I was like, "Holy shit, this poster is sick!"
Right? It's dope, dude. I love it.
10, perfect 10 for me, man. This poster is dope.
Same, dude. It's a solid 10.
Mm-hmm. It's
All right,
clean. It's the color is on point. I love the way like they're coming in fast with the background. It just looks sick. It's simple, clean, but it looks sick. I love it.
It's a 7.
This dude,
Fuck.
he never passed a 7. Never. Doesn't matter how good the poster is.
But then need not forget, this card is 15 fights deep. Will we see all 15 of these fights?
You know what? I think we will because we've been seeing the full fights lately, like the full cards lately, like where they haven't lost a fight in the last few fight cards. So I think we're on a good stretch to end the year.
And it's Florida, so
Yeah.
But then again, it is Florida at the same time.
Yeah, it is Florida. Florida likes to fuck everything up, don't they?
Yeah,
Just like New York and Texas.
Yeah. Well, New York, if you're
And
the UFC,
Canada.
if you're PFL, you're good in New York.
Yeah, of course. You're fine.
chingon. But if you
Yeah, you are.
UFC shit shows.
Yep.
But-
No, but like Rudy said, man, this poster is dope. It is badass. Well, this event's not going to be an early card. It's going to start, at a good time, 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. Good start time. Get to be able to do a lot of things during the day, and then come home and enjoy some fights and stream all the other fights on your phone while you're doing your chores and your honeydews and whatever else that you got to do. Because if you're not watching every single fight.
Yeah, going head to head with the boxing GOAT though. I don't know. I think I might be, watching Fury. Like I'm gonna have 5.
Split screen.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, my laptop's gonna have like different fucking
My
split
TV's gonna be split
screen.
screening at least.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
Right up.
Saturday
Well,
back in prime time though. That's good though. It's there's a lot of action, so definitely
Mhm.
a lot of fights that are on this card you don't want to miss too. It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
because
Rudy,
of
if
the
you,
time,
so Rudy,
let's
if you land a parlay on this card or a perfect card, this is the night right here. I have a
Well,
feeling.
I had a
Fuck
perfect
yes.
card parlay on the last card.
Yeah.
I think I won like over just almost $900, bro, off a
Yeah.
$2 bet.
Mm.
And I almost always hit, bro. The past couple, I would say maybe the fast 5 or 6, I've like one fight off to making thousands. And this one, I think I'm gonna hit again, bro. I think I'm gonna hit again. I spent all last week researching these fights and watching, these fighters, past couple of fights just to, see who would probably get the best, the best odds in this event, man. And I think I got it down solid. So I'm gonna put a couple of bet
Let's
slips,
go.
but there's definitely some solid. I'm 100% positive on some of these fights.
Fuck yeah.
Well,
Well, let's
starting
do
from
the.
bottom
Let's.
up.
Well, I was gonna
Yeah.
say let's do the main card because that's like. There's
And we
like
could go let's burn through them all, bro. Let's burn through them all.
Okay,
We could do it.
Let's go.
Look,
Let's go.
the first fight, Yasmin Jauregui versus Estela Nunez. And before we get started, I'm telling you, man, this fight is gonna have a lot of pink slips. I think the first one that we see tonight is gonna be Estela Nunez. She's coming off, 2 losses in a row. This is gonna be her 3rd loss. Jauregui comes from Combates. She's undefeated. She's a -325 favorite. Estela Nunez a +250 underdog, which is rightfully so. I'm pretty sure those odds are going to stay around the same. I don't see it getting any closer. But yeah, Jauregui's definitely, she's going to smoke her, bro. I don't care. Put your money on that one. She's
Okay.
smoking her.
that was my kid. That was my
Fucking-
kid. Sorry, everyone.
Fucking Mark's got a damn clown in his back.
That was my kid. Sorry.
Juggling back
I'm
there.
on my podcast, honey. Can you stop?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Rudy though. I got Yasmin.
Hell yeah.
Familiar with her with Combate. I think this is her second UFC fight, but UFC's put her in this position to get a lot of eyes. Mexican star too, to eventually get that UFC card down to Mexico. I have a feeling she could easily be put on the card, and especially the
Oh,
weight
yeah.
class. 115 is super thin. He looks good in 2-3 fights. From now, he could be fighting for the belt. That's just where we're at in the UFC strawweight division. So,
Dude, Jauregui she is undefeated, fucking badass fighter. If you haven't seen her fight in Combates, bro, go YouTube her. Find her fights because she is an awesome fighter, man. She's going to fucking destroy Nunez.
Yeah, I mean, Nunez, she's great standing up, bro. And the last couple of fights that she's lost has been because she fights somebody who takes her down. Jauregui, I mean, I was watching her fights, bro, and this chick, she loves to stand and bang, but don't get it twisted. She will take your ass down and beat your ass ground and pound, and I think that's going to happen. Again, I'll put money on Jauregui. Estela Nunez doesn't stand a chance, bro. She knows this is her last fight. It's all or nothing. I think she's gonna throw it all on the line, and she's gonna get caught.
Yep.
we all got Yasmin. Yeah, and the next fight though, Rudy, you probably know more about this one than I do. I know it's like a replacement. Right, Francis Marshall's short notice, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be another pink slip fight. Francis Marshall, undefeated, 6-0, coming off of a contender unanimous decision win against Connor Matthews like 3 months ago. He's fighting Marcelo Rojo, Pitbull. He's coming off of 2 losses. I mean, this guy doesn't seem to catch a break, bro. The last time he won was 3 years ago. This is another one I can guarantee Francis Marshall is gonna win. These first 2 fights, these are gimme fights, bro. These are gimme fights for the betting world. I wouldn't put any money on Pitbull, Rojo, or Estela Nunez winning those fights. There's just no way, man. There's no way that's gonna happen. And if it does, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll make a bet slip with just complete underdogs. I always do that, but I really don't see that happening in these. Really do not see that happening.
Dude, Marcelo's gonna leave that cage with a loss and a pink slip, guaranteed. Marshall is gonna fucking go in there and just beat the brakes out of
He's a
Rojo.
smaller dude, man. Marshall's taller. He's longer.
Yeah.
You know, he's used to fighting at heavyweight. Rojo is a smaller dude. He's had problems with wrestlers. He's screwed, bro.
Yeah, and I think what's his name, Marshall. I recall the fight that's on Contender Series. It was competitive. I think he came back and won the fight, or actually he looked really good. He probably should have finished the fight, but I do remember because his nickname Fire Marshall, like he's actual fireman too, I believe.
Yeah,
so he's like a young.
Yeah, the Fire Marshal. His middle name, his nickname's The Fire.
Yeah, he's
Francis
legit.
the Fire Marshal.
I like that.
Yeah, and I agree with. He sends Marcelo Rojo to XMMA on Saturday.
Yeah, bro. So that's 2 pink slips in a row, folks. You can mark it down right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the next fight, this is going to be a very competitive fight, bro. Nathan Levy against Renato Valdez. You know, in the past 5 fights, they both have a loss. You know, Valdez is coming off of a loss to Matt Frivola. Matt Steamroller Frivola. This is a fight that I thought Matt was going to lose, and, you know, he should have lost. But he came out and he fucking knocked the shit out of Renato Valdez. But before that, Valdez was on the Contender Series. He won his fight. I think it was TKO. Nathan Levy, you know, he's been in the UFC 2 fights. He's lost once in the UFC, just like Valdez, man. But that dude is all around, man, standing on the ground. Both of these dudes, this is gonna be a banger, bro. This one's a pick'em fight. But ultimately, I think I'm gonna go with the experience on this one. You know, Nathan Levy, you know, just looking at his fights and the caliber fighters that he's fought in the past, I think he's gonna win this fight via decision. But again, I'll probably have a bet slip that has Valdez winning as well. But my money's on Nathan Levy winning this fight.
Yeah, no, Nathan Levy, like you said, Rudy, the guys he's fought, tough competition. It's a pick'em's fight indeed. Styles make fights, and both these guys' styles will probably produce a finish, in my opinion. Renato Valdez, most of his wins are by finish. So I think he somehow gets the finish or gets finished, but I'm picking Valdez.
I'm picking Levy. I'm gonna pick Levy on this fight, man.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's just a no-brainer, just on who he's fought and what kind of fighter he is. Yeah, I'm going against my Mexican fighter, but
yeah, that's racist too.
Oh, what a shot! You're pulling a mark. You're pulling a mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's really about the last fights that I saw these guys fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Renato, he went out on a stretcher pretty much, man. He got his ass handed to him. And that's kind of hard to come back from, especially that being, I think that was his first fight in the UFC, man. So there's gonna be a lot of pressure on Renato to perform. And I don't know, man. That's why I think this is gonna go to decision. I don't think Valdez has the tools to finish a guy like Levy, and Levy just probably, I don't know. I don't see him really having the power to finish Valdez standing. He might be able to submit him, but I don't see it happening that way. I think it's going to be a very even fight, and I think Levy might just edge it out. So,
and in talks of betting, Rudy, I know you got you're looking at it for betting.
Yeah, the odds on this one really close, and rightfully so. Nathan Levy minus 197, favorite, plus 159 underdog for Renato Valdez, and I don't know if that's how they opened up.
We got to admit that this is a 155 fight that's completely irrelevant as far as rankings.
Yeah, it's getting closer, bro, because the odds when it opened up, it was minus 200 for Levy, plus 170 for Valdez. So, as we get closer to the weigh-ins, it's getting a little closer, and I expect it to probably get a little closer, on Friday.
Very far out in the rankings, both guys, so they got a lot of work to do. 55 is way too deep, but yeah, it probably will be an exciting fight. And early on the card where it's at, I think it's placed properly. So, but moving on to the next fight, a very, very interesting matchup here.
Yeah, extremely. This fight is very evenly matched, in my opinion, man. Tracy Cortez versus Amanda Ribas. And the odds, you know, to reflect that. It's a -110, dead even, -110, Cortez and Amanda Ribas. So the betting odds have it as a pick'em fight as well. My money, I'm putting my money on Tracy Cortez, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just based on the fact that she, you know, in the past 5 fights, she's won them all. Ribas has lost twice. Her last fight, she lost against Caitlin Chukagian. And Chook is no joke, man. That chick, she'll stand there and take a beating and give one back. Her last win was against Virna Jandiroba, which is Rob Schneider. The Rob Schneider lookalike. She beat her by unanimous decision, which is no joke. But you know, just leading up to this event and knowing who they're training with, Tracy Cortez has been training with none other than Henry Cejudo. That's her coach.
Right.
So I think that's going to give her the competitive edge in this fight. I think Cortez is going to win this fight via unanimous decision. I don't see a finish. I don't see a submission. I think she's just going to do her thing and do the whole wrestling game, bro. And like I said in the past, don't bet against wrestlers. Tracy Cortez for the win, unanimous decision.
Hell yeah, man. Totally agree with you. Even though Amanda Ribas, you know, she likes to stand and bang, it didn't go well with her in her last fight. And I think Tracy is she knows that. And I think that's why she's going to use that wrestling and, you know, lay and pray or try to do some sort of submissions because she's got a couple submission wins. Or
yeah, that was a long time ago, though, man. You know, all her fights recently, they've all been decisions, man. So that's why I don't really see this going any other way. I don't see her gaining power and learning new skills to submit someone like Ribas.
Oh no, there's
but
no way
I think what she's done with Henry Cejudo is formulate a game plan, and she's been executing, bro. And that's the difference with all her wins is that she's executed better than the other person, and that's why she's won by decision every time. And I don't think this is going to be any different. You know, this is definitely, I'm putting my money on Cortez. I don't see that happening any other way. I'm not putting an alternate bet slip on Ribas.
Yep.
Tracy T. City Cortez gets her submission win over Ribas.
Could happen.
It could happen, but damn.
I mean, I would like to see her get a finish, bro. I mean, she needs a finish.
She needs it, and it's the streak that she's on. She's about to crack the top 10. In fact, she's like right outside top 10, like 11 or so. But the UFC wants her in these premier fights, especially 125. And yeah, like you said, training with the GOAT, the Triple Cringe himself. It's all about game plan. It's all about finishing fights, and I think she actually does get the finish, though. It may be a long shot, but I think she's due.
She's ranked number 14. Oh, to Tommy D. She's due.
I was just going to say that, bro.
Like, nobody else says they're due.
Right? But Tommy D.
I don't think I've ever said it on this show, but yeah, Tommy D. There you go, brother.
So the next fight we have coming up is going to be an interesting fight, bro. It always is with the Darren Elkins versus Jonathan Pierce. The betting odds on this one, you know, this is probably the biggest spread on this card. -500 favorite for Jonathan Pierce, +355 underdog for Darren Elkins. Never count Darren Elkins out.
No.
You know, my money is 100% going to be on Jonathan Pierce, but I will put an alternate bet slip for an underdog win with Darren Elkins because he's done it in the past, man. So,
oh man,
that's one I'm definitely going to check that mark and put him on a different bet slip.
One of my favorite Darren Elkins moments is when he was getting his ass handed to him by Michael Johnson, comes back and chokes his ass out.
Yes, he did.
Bro, the way I have my bet slip right now is if just with Pierce, if I have Pierce winning, it's what, $5,000. If I switch that over to Elkins, it goes up to $20,000. So
wow.
Yeah, that's just one bet slip, man. I mean, this is a crazy parlay, dude. Like 15-team parlay. If I hit, man, money. And like I said, the first 2 fights, those are gimmies, bro. Those are gimmies. There's no way those fighters are gonna. So essentially, you're looking at 13 fights that you got to really choose from. But I think there's a couple of other gimme fights on here as well. So
Now, when you're talking Darren Elkins, you literally have to fucking shoot him between the eyes. You know what I mean, to get him out of that cage. So, but I don't know. Elkins pulls out the win, 3rd round, miraculous comeback, going against the grain. Ruins everybody's parlays.
Right. Dude, I'm gonna pick Pierce, man. I think Pierce is gonna be able to take out Darren Elkins.
Yeah, it's a safe pick.
I don't know, man. I have a feeling in the beginning of the 3rd round, I have a feeling Pierce is gonna either knock him out or submit him.
Yeah, I have Pierce winning.
That Elkins is a motherfucker always, and like the matchup itself, like where they're ranked at, it's very proper because it's 26 against 27. But Elkins, you got to murder him in the cage, and Pierce, I think he deserves the odds though in his favor. Elkins is taking a beating in the fucking UFC cage, so I think Mark's picking Darren Elkins, though, right?
That's my big underdog pick of the night.
I got Jonathan Pierce winning submission, round 3 submission. It's gonna take a lot to put Darren Elkins away, bro. I think it's gonna be 2 rounds of beating him till he realizes, hey man, I need to submit this fucker, and he's gonna do it.
You know what's cool about Darren Elkins? He wears damage.
Yep. I think he might have a little Diaz in him.
Yep.
No,
wait, that didn't sound right.
Damage tattooed on his chest. Oh,
that's
man.
gross. That's
no
gross.
homo. I'll preface it with the no homo.
With a no homo.
That's so not PC.
I know. I'm never PC, bro. There's nobody PC here, bro. PC is for pussies, man. You know, and I'm tired of this society that's just hell bent on feelings. You know, bro, fuck your feelings. Fuck your feelings. That's what I say, man. Everybody who's all feelings about words, come on, words aren't violence. Just chill, man.
The PC I'm talking about is Port Coleman, where I went to school. What are you talking about? What PC are you talking about?
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up. That's why we live in this beautiful country. We have the freedom of speech.
Well, yeah, but for how long?
Not long.
Because ours is about to get taken away, apparently, so.
I stand by the Constitution.
Carl's Jr. is taking over.
Y viva Mexico, cabrón. Well, next up we got Michael Johnson versus Mark Jacasey. This is another fight this is a weird fight, man. Michael Johnson's coming in a plus 245 underdog, minus 315 favorite for Mark Jacasey. Yeah, man, it's just a weird fight. Johnson, he's ranked 47. Jacasey's ranked 40. I don't know why they're giving this fight to Johnson, but you know he's lost in the past 5 fights. The past 5 fights he's lost 4 times. Jacasey has lost twice. Coming off of 2 wins, you know, Mark Jacasey, bone crusher. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's looked good. Well, no, Jacasey's looked good lately.
Yeah, he has.
What do you guys think? Like, because they give who's Paddy Pimblett's next opponent? It's total gimme. Like, you guys think Paddy Pimblett could even get past Michael Johnson at this point? I don't think so. As much as I don't think so, like man. Michael Johnson.
No, Johnson's grappling alone would just destroy him.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, man. Is that you know, Michael Johnson? These odds are kind of weird as far as him. This fight, why did it even happen? I don't know, but I don't think the odds are really fair, man. I think Johnson, he's going to be a little more of a. He's going to be a little more. He's going to be kind of a problem for Jacasey, in my opinion. It's
going to be a good fight, but I still don't get why they match them together. It's just that's so random.
I think they just want him out of there, man. I think they want him out of there, and you know this dude.
I like the stand-up part of it. I think, as far as
the stand-up part is going to be good.
Yeah.
I think the UFC's trying to. I think the UFC's trying to put these fighters that they think that they're going to be able to get rid of Johnson just because of his losses, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Jacasey's going to do." No. Johnson's going to come in. Exactly. Michael Johnson's going to come in here, do what he does best, and
lose.
Jacasey DeCasey's not going to have the answer, and I think Michael Johnson's going to be a big headache for this fight.
Yeah, he won't have the answer, bro. I mean, his fights, you know, let's be real here. The majority of them been unanimous decision wins, Jacasey. So he doesn't have the power. He doesn't have the finishing capabilities to finish, you know, a veteran like Michael Johnson. That's why I'm saying the odds are a little skewed in my opinion. I think they should be a lot closer.
Johnson's been in some wars too, so he can take a shot. So,
but when he
I
gets
don't
taken
see
down,
Casey being as strong as Gaethje when it comes to power.
but Jacasey, the last couple of fights, has implemented the grappling and wrestling, and I think he'll do it to Johnson. And Johnson is pretty vulnerable there. I think Jacasey can wrestle him, out grapple him, and win a decision because Michael Johnson should have been gone from the UFC 5 years ago.
Yep. Yeah, man. So I'm going with Mark Jacasey via unanimous decision.
That's the pick. And
This might very well be the sandwich fight of the night, folks.
If Johnson wins and signs a 10-fight new contract, I'm done with the UFC forever.
But that's your favorite fighter. Why do you hate on Michael Johnson?
Exactly.
Ross Martin, hey Ross, if you're listening, 10-fight deal, Michael Johnson if he wins. I'm calling it. For no reason at all. Just to throw it out.
This is another bet that I'm confident on. I'm confident in this one. Not super confident, but I'm confident that Jacasey is going to win this fight. I might throw in an underdog bet slip for Michael Johnson. Maybe. I'd like to see how they look at weigh-ins, man. Standing up against each other. I always base some of my bets on that, man. Tomorrow. We'll see.
They should have gave him Pimblett. They should have matched up Pimblett and Michael Johnson. They really should have. The UFC fucked up there. Yep.
They did. They did. They should have been Pimblett.
Because his next, I don't even know who the guy Pimblett's fighting, but it's a total gimme. I mean, they need to stop with that shit and give him somebody. Give him Clay Guida next up. 55 action.
Yeah,
Scott
next
Holtzman.
fight we got Clay Guida versus Scott Holtzman. Clay the Carpenter Guida versus Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman. That has always been the weirdest nickname ever. But they're coming in at what Clay Guida is plus 145 underdog, minus 175 favorite for Scott Holtzman. You know, the past 5 fights, they both have 3 losses. Holtzman's coming off of 2 losses in a row. To wrestlers, bro. He got TKO'd by wrestlers, dude. Mateus Gamrot and Beneil Dariush. So if anybody has the capability of putting this guy away with his wrestling, it's going to be Clay Guida. He's going to give him problems, but as far as finishing him, I don't know, man. Clay doesn't really have that kind of power.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he hasn't finished anybody in a while, but yeah, I mean, I love Clay Guida. I won't pick against him. And like you said, Scott Holtzman getting KO'd by wrestlers. So clear path to victory is the Guida grind, the burp in between rounds.
Can't wait.
Everything that we love about Clay Guida will play out in this fight against Scott Holtzman. And
yeah, man.
I hope Clay fights forever.
Yeah, man. This fight, I don't know, man. I think it could be a possible pink slip for Holtzman. Like I said, 2 losses in a row. I'm going Clay Guida with the decision, the upset win. I'm also going to put a bet slip on Scott Holtzman winning, but for the record, I'm definitely want Clay Guida to win this fight.
Yep, Scott Holtzman will see Bellator writing on the wall.
And like I said, the reason I'm picking Guida is because, you know, the last 2 fights Holtzman had was against wrestlers, and they knocked his ass out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Guida's not going to be able to do that. I don't think he knock this dude out. He'll definitely hold him down and frustrate the shit out of him for 3 rounds. And that's how I see this fight going.
Yep. And like you said, good call, man. The Holtzman, though, he's definitely fighting for his job. I mean, I know what was the fight I seen him live? I think it might have been Jim Miller in Albuquerque, Rob, Rio Rancho. So it seems like forever ago, but that was it was 2020, just before the pandemic. So yeah, I don't know, man. Holtzman, I kind of forgot the guy was still an active lightweight, to be honest with you, but the Guida matchup's not looking good at this point with everything that we just talked about. So play Carpenter grind for the win.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right on.
next fight, I'm really excited about this one, dude. Angela Hill versus Emily Ducote. Um, Angela Hill's coming off a win against Lupita Godinez, unanimous decision win. She looked really good in that fight. Emily Ducote, though, man, 4 wins in a row. She won her last, her first fight in the UFC against Jessica Penne, unanimous decision. But before that, I mean, killer, bro. She won the belt against Alicia Zapatia in Invicta, and before that, Danielle Taylor. That knockout was brutal, bro. She just hit her with a hard right hook, and like Danielle Taylor was just standing there dazed, and she started falling forward. Boom! Left kick straight to the face, bro. Shin to face. Knocked her the fuck out. It was ugly,
I
brutal.
remember that fight.
Yeah, man. And
remember that fight.
I was watching these fights, bro, and I'm like, dude, this chick, she's got hands, bro. Ducote loves to stand and bang, dude. So,
Emily is no joke.
She's
bro.
not, man.
She is no joke. I've been following this chick for a long time.
And she's got great wrestling, but her hands,
She
bro.
does.
Her
hands. Mm-hmm.
If anyone can win this, it's going to be Angela Hill, and her path to victory is obviously going to be wrestling. But if she tries to stand and bang with her, she's going to get knocked out, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm going Ducote via decision. I don't think she's gonna. I think Angela Hill's a little too crafty, bro. She's not gonna let her knock her out. She's just going to. She's gonna get caught a little more than she'd like to.
Yeah. No, I'm picking Emily for sure, man. When I saw this matchup, I was like, "Ee." I feel sorry for Hill because if Emily can land one of those punches, it's lights out, bro. Lights fucking out for Hill. Now Angela Hill, she's one of those fighters, like you said, she likes to move and bob and weave and move around, try not to get hurt. Emily, though, I mean, even if it's on the ground, bro, Emily's got the ground game too. It's just, I think Angela's just got that slight edge on the ground, but Emily's probably going to try to keep this as a stand and bang type of fight because that's what she does best. And I think it's going to go by decision. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like you said, Rudy, I don't think Angela is one of those fighters that's going to try to stay in the pocket, knowing the way Emily likes to fight. So Angela Hill's going to be moving around. She's going to be moving around and trying
minus
to get knocked
122
out.
favorite for Ducote. Angela Hill's
Yeah.
plus 105 underdog. So it's really
Fuck
closely
yeah, dude.
matched up. Officially, I'm going with Ducote, but I will throw Angela Hill on a undercard bet slip.
Yeah.
Because Angela Hill finds herself on the wrong end of the judges' scorecard, so she
As
may, in fact,
usual.
might be the same scenario. And she got a lot of losses. Like, I don't know. Eventually, like, I give her credit for being active in this division and fought all the best women. But she's sort of like if you beat Angela Hill, you're pretty much on your way to fight for the title or in title talks, and that's kind of where Emily Ducote's at.
They always
And-
become a gatekeeper, I think.
Yeah, she's a jobber, bro. That's what they call them in wrestling. She's a jobber.
Yeah, she's become a jobber. Honestly, she battles the judges a lot. It seems like she's always battling the judges. Like, she could be winning a fight and she'll still lose in the judges' eyes. It's kind of, I feel bad for her, but I also am like, a lot of the times when she loses, it's the fighters that I like. So I'm like, whatever.
You got to be able to finish her, man. Finish a fight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
don't leave it in the judges' hands. Never leave it in the judges' hands. Never. Ever, ever.
Yeah, I got Emily for sure. That was an easy
Mhm.
pick for me on this one. So
Yeah, so next up, this fight, probably going to be fight of the night. Nico Price versus Philip Rowe. I'm really excited about this fight. Very evenly matched. They're both coming off wins. I think Rowe has 2 wins in a row.
What are the
Nico
odds?
Price comes off a win from Alex Cowboy Rivera, unanimous decision win. He lost to Michael Pereira before that, unanimous decision. Donald Cerrone, that was majority decision. Yeah, so he's had a couple of losses, bro. But Philip Rowe, dude, this guy, man, he knocked out Jason Witt, Orion Koshi. Yeah, man, I think he barely lost to Gabe Green, unanimous decision. I don't think he lost that fight, in my opinion. So he should be undefeated in the UFC, in my opinion. But I don't know, man. The odds,
It's gonna be a wild fight.
they have
Yeah.
Philip Rowe at plus 115 underdog. Nico Price at a minus 140 favorite. My money is going to be on Philip Rowe, man.
Fuck yeah.
It's a crazy matchup because even like mentioning or Rowe, like he competed was it against Gordon Ryan, and like he got some good grappling, man. But Nico Price, it does not fucking matter. He'll fight you, he'll up kick you and KO you in the third round.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I would.
so I
This could
mean,
be the draw fight of the night, possibly.
yeah, it has the potential of like maybe a slight sandwich happening, but I don't know. I like Nico Price too much to not pick him in this fight. I think somebody's going out, but yeah, Nico's a madman. I can't pick against him. I'm going with my heart. I'm going with Nico Price. Get some crazy ass finish, in some way, early too, early stoppage.
Ooh,
Rob.
he has to do it early.
Early stoppage. Early.
Early, super early, like way too early.
He's been out for a while too, so
Like
he
the
probably
bell
thinks
ring and the ref stops the fight.
Yeah, he's been out for a year, man.
Oh, wow.
And in that time, Philip Rowe, he's won 2 fights, so who's going to be fresher in there? It's definitely going to be Rowe.
Philip.
I just think
Yep.
Philip Rowe has power, dude. That dude has some power, man. If you go and watch his fights, you'll be like, damn, bro, this. If someone has the capability of putting away Nico Price, it's going to be this guy, man.
Yeah,
But Nico, he's a
against
wily
him,
bastard. He's going to definitely be on a underdog bet slip.
I'm looking at Tapology of Philip Rowe's last 2 times I picked against him, fucking wins.
Yep.
I'm picking against him here again, so we'll see what happens.
He's going to win. Philip Rowe's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, Philip Rowe, dude, he's 3 inches taller. He's like 4 inches longer. I don't know, man. That's a hard. That's hard for Nico Price, bro.
It'll be a tough loss for Nico too, because he's kind of up there, top 15 material ish. He's right there.
Yeah.
I think Nico's path to victory is taking this to the ground and getting it on the ground. Philip Rowe, he likes to stand and bang, bro. It's hard to get this guy down, but if he lands, man, it's over, bro. Nico, man, he could take a punch, but I don't want to see him take a punch from this guy, bro. I really think Philip Rowe's gonna win. I might even change it to a KO, TKO stoppage. I want to see what they look like coming in tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of pink slips, we finally
pink slips. Eric Anders versus Kyle Dawkins. Eric Anders, he's coming off of two losses, potential 3-loss. Again, this might be a pink slip fight, and it more than likely will be, man. He's fighting Kyle Dawkins, the Darce Knight, coming off a loss against Roman Dolidze. And Roman, dude, that dude's a motherfucker. We'll talk about him next. But, yeah, man, the odds on this one, let's see. Eric Anders, plus 178. Underdog, 220. Minus 220 favorite, Kyle Dawkins. I'm going with Kyle Dawkins. I'm very confident in this one. I don't think Anders... I think Anders is on his way out, man.
I think Anders...
Did he retire once? Like,
Anders? No.
No, he did. Like, I think he fought like Thiago Santos, Maheta. He retired and came back, or some weird shit happening.
Really?
That's kind of just.
I don't recall him retiring ever.
It happened.
He's gonna retire after this weekend.
Yeah, but it happened. Like, yeah, real fight fans know about shit like that. But yeah, no, this fight is for sure Anders is fighting for his job. He may in fact fight his ass off and maybe squeak a decision, but I can't pick against Dawkins. He's too dangerous on the ground.
No.
Man, so.
Dawkins,
both Dawkinses like to screw your picks over.
Yeah, they do. 100% fact. Yeah.
They bring it.
They do. And Kyle's gonna come in here and I don't know, man. I don't know what round it's gonna be finished, but Dawkins is going to finish Eric. And Eric is going to be seeing his pink slip in his locker room and go to PFL.
No, he's going wrong there, Rob. Eagle FC calls.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Eric Eagle FC Anders.
Or XMMA.
No, well, he's
or CES.
He's got Eagle.
He ain't going to CES. He's going to Eagle. There's no way he's going to go all the way to CES.
No, he's not that bad.
I know, I'm just fucking around. Going right down back to the minors, eh?
So it looks like we're all in agreement. Kyle Dock is gonna win
Yes.
this fight.
Oh yeah,
As
Let's
far as
go.
how he wins, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
knockout.
Nah, I don't
Yeah.
see him knocking the others out. If
Mhm.
anything, he's gonna pull off another Darce submission choke, but that would be,
Yeah.
I think, late in the fight. I want to
Maybe
see
a
how these
clubbing
guys
fight.
look, at the face-off tomorrow.
I say
It's gonna end in the third round.
Next up,
Next
Next
up, we
up-
got Jack Hermanson versus Roman Dolidze. This is gonna be a great
What
fight,
a
very
replacement
evenly
Felipe
matched.
is.
Let's see. Jack Hermanson minus 190 favorite, plus 158 underdog. Roman Dolidze. My money's going to be on Roman Dolidze. Jack Hermanson looked great against Chris Curtis, but Chris Curtis didn't have the power that Roman Dolidze has. This dude's just been a wrecking machine, bro. He knocked out Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes, bro, Megatron, 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, bro. Kyle Dacus, he knocked that dude out 5 months ago. And before that, he beat Laureano Staropoli, who I thought he was going to lose to. He beat him in a unanimous decision win. But yeah, bro, this guy I think he has a momentum on his side. He's taller. Jack Hermanson has a slight reach advantage, but I don't think Hermanson really has can match the power with this guy, man. I think he's going to put him to sleep. Second round, KO.
I completely agree with you, Rudy. Dolitza is gonna just fucking starch Jack. Starch him.
Ever
Yeah, he
since
might
that
have a
time
slight reach, but fuck.
when Bisping criticized Dolidze, he kind of motivated him, right? Then
He
to have that-
did.
So since then, like Rudy said, he's been a wrecking machine. The UFC likes the guy. They want him like in these high-profile fights. Hermanson's a good opponent for the time right now. Given it is 3 weeks, like Dolidze is ready to go, and he might be one of those guys, just like dark horse 185 guys that just rises up the rankings. And 2023, he's chiseled into a fucking title fight or co-main
Yep.
event material. So that's where I see it happening. And I don't know, my track record of picking against Jack Hermanson hasn't been so good, but it's hard to pick against Roman Dolidze, man. He's the guy you got to beat right now. I mean, Hermanson has had very tough competition, but the power of Dolidze, man, I feel the finish is coming. So
Mhm.
And then we got
Hermanson's a
Tuivasa
fucking-
versus Sergey Pavlovich. Tuivasa's coming in as a underdog, plus 180 underdog. Sergey Pavlovich minus 230 favorite. Pavlovich, I think, had like a 3-year layoff, not too long ago. So, but since he's been back, he beat Shamil Abdurakhimov KO. Derek Lewis, he knocked that dude out in the first round, I think.
First
that's-
round, dude.
deadly. That was a deadly fucking. I mean, this guy, nobody
He
really
went
knows. Who
face first to the mat.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna go with Pavlovich winning this fight, man. As much as I hate to pick against Tuivasa, I just think this dude is he's well rounded, man. He's a huge guy. He's good on the ground, and that dude has power, bro. I don't think he's gonna be afraid of Derek Lewis. I mean, of Tai Tuivasa. If he wasn't scared of Derek Lewis, sure as hell ain't gonna be afraid of Tai Tuivasa. However, Tai has a chance of catching him, clipping him. He always does. He's definitely going to be on an underdog slip. But Sergey Pavlovich, first round, TKO.
Yeah, he's quicker. He's got the well-rounded skill set. Work Tuivasa to the body, catch him with something. He's a dark horse, man, a heavyweight for sure. Sergey. After the Derek Lewis fight, I can't pick against him. Even though I love Tai. Tai's got the one-shot kill too, but I got Pavlovich in the fight.
Roberto?
Same. Pavlovich. I think he's going to come in there and he's going to catch Tuivasa and probably in the early of the second round. And we're going to see another KO win. And yeah, it's just, to me, it's a no-brainer. I mean,
What about
it's
shoeies? No shoeies? Mark,
Yeah,
no
there'll still be a
shoeies.
shoey. There'll still be a shoey.
There's still be shoes. I'll tell you, Vasa, even though he lost, somebody's gonna give him the fucking shoe and he's gonna do it.
No, honestly, I like the matchup. Honestly, for Pavlovich, he beats Tua. It's gonna shoot him up even more in the rankings, and I feel like good matchup
Tua?
for him.
Tuivasa, bro. You're confusing him with David
whatever.
Tua, the boxer.
I'm talking about Tua.
Not the Dolphins.
Whatever.
quarterback.
So
But
So the fight after
got
that, we got Mateus Nicolau versus Matt Schnell. Yeah,
Friday
man.
night.
This is not a very evenly matched fight, in my opinion. Mateus Nicolau is coming in as a minus 425 favorite, plus 300 underdog for Matt Schnell. I don't think Matt Schnell has a chance in hell. Mateus Nicolau in the past 5 fights, he's won them all, and they've all been decisions, except for one. And Matt Schnell, he's just been real hit or miss, man. His last fight he did win against Sumo Darshi, submission triangle choke, but before that he lost to Brandon Royval, Rogelio Bontorin. He beat Tyson Nam, but that was like 2 years ago or some shit. Yeah, man, I just don't see Matt Schnell being able to beat Mateus Nicolau. Mateus is riding high, man. He's gonna ride that wave and continue going. I don't think he's gonna finish Schnell. He's gonna put him away via decision.
And Mateus Nicolau was a guest of ours also.
Yep.
He was a guest of ours. He loves Spikebook MMA, so we can't go against Mateus. He's been a fucking terror these last, I don't know. He's won his last 10 fights.
Wasn't he the first one to get paid with in crypto?
Yep. First fighter. His wife actually now is also getting paid by crypto too. Yep. So, which is pretty badass. But yeah, shout outs to Mateus, friend of the show, loves Spikebook MMA, and we're all gonna be rooting for him. I don't know about Mark, but
yes, I am.
Yeah, so see, we're all rooting for Mateus, and there's just no chance that Schnell is gonna be able to win.
No,
there's just no way.
That's definitely a super confident pick.
Yeah.
I'm not putting Schnell on an alternate bet slip.
Yeah, love Nicolau in the fight, and I think I'd love to see him in a title fight. I'd love to see him fight all the top dudes, and it starts with Matt Schnell. But Matt Schnell's a motherfucker, though. He really is. I have a feeling this is fight of the night, but Nicolau's got it though.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have co-main event: Rafael dos Anjos versus Brian Barberena. This fight is these odds are crazy, bro. Minus 575 favorite for Dos Anjos, plus 410 underdog for Brian Barberena. This is the biggest spread on this event.
I got Barberena, man.
Me too, bro. This is I'm putting money on Barberena. I don't know, man. 3 wins in a row against some motherfuckers, bro. Darian Weeks, Matt Brown, Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
Brown
and Lawler back to back,
and Dos Anjos, his last loss was against Fazayev, dude, and that was a left hook. He did beat Renato Moicano, decision. Paul Felder via decision. And before that, all of his fights they went to decision. I don't know, man. Barberena, he's either gonna knock him out or take him to a decision win. He's just got the kind of output that I don't think Dos Anjos is going to be able to out wrestle.
I have a feeling that Barberena is going to knock Rafael in probably the second round. I think he's going to catch him. So
those odds are crazy, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. When you said that, I was like, what the fuck?
I think Barberena in any 3-round fight is that's a tough one. In a fiver, we haven't yet seen him in a fiver. But
he should get a fiver.
Yeah, but Dos Anjos in a 5, if this was a 5-round fight, I'd probably pick Dos Anjos. But in a 3, I got Barberena. Those odds are fucking wicked. But
yeah, that's crazy, bro. I mean, this is a potential money maker for you if you put money on Barberena. Of course, I'll probably throw Dos Anjos on an alternate slip. I mean,
the new official junkyard dog is Brian Barberena of the UFC.
Yeah.
He took the crown. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then to round out the end of the night, we got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Kevin Holland. Thompson did already confirm that Tenacious D, Jack Black, will not be in there to sing his song Wonderboy and walk him out.
Good. Glad.
Yeah, but it's a possible pink slip for Stephen Thompson, bro. He's coming off of two losses. Granted, these losses they were by decisions against badasses, bro. Badass wrestlers. Bilal Muhammad, dude, 11 months ago. Gilbert Burns a year ago. And then he beat Jeff Neal, bro. So when it comes to hands, he beat Vicente Luque. When it comes to hands, Wonder Boy's going to win via points if it comes down to that. And you got to say, you know what, Kevin Holland, his path to victory is wrestling. He's not going to be able to outstrike Thompson. He probably hit harder, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that, man. We saw his wrestling against Kamzat, and that wasn't too good. He did beat Tim Means with a submission choke, but I think he caught him. It was a really close fight. I had it even up until that point. It could have gone either way, man. And before that, he beat Cowboy Alex Oliveira. I don't know, man. I don't see Holland having that fire, bro. The way he's been talking, he's just always talking about, if they don't fix their shit, I'm gonna retire. You coming back from retire? You're gonna retire again? Like, bro, I'm over Kevin Holland. I'm over him, dude. Let me tell you the bet odds on this one, though. I did say it, right? Didn't I? No. Minus 164 favorite for Kevin Holland, plus 135 underdog for Stephen Thompson. My money is on Stephen Thompson. I think he's going to win this fight via unanimous decision.
Man, I think Wonder Boy is going to be able to defeat Kevin. It's going to be by decision, obviously. I don't think he's going to be able to put him away. But just the way that Stephen fights, he's got that karate style. It's going to be by decision. There's just I don't know.
I mean, think about it, bro. When you think about it this way, when you see high-level grapplers like Beneil Dariush and Gilbert Burns not be able to put this guy away, and I'm talking about Wonder Boy Thompson, you can't put this guy away, a striker who's not really known for his wrestling. If you can't put him away, what makes you think Kevin Holland's going to be able to do that, folks?
Exactly.
I don't know what these people with these bet odds are thinking, man, but I don't know, man. I'm not. That's just, it's crazy not to take this bet. Yeah, man. Stephen Thompson.
And you got to remember too, Stephen's not a guy that's easily submitted. Remember the fucking Tyron Woodley fight? Like, he nearly tore his head off and he didn't tap. So,
yeah, that's true.
The Wonder Grandpa is hard to kill. I am picking him. I don't like what I'm hearing from Kevin Holland, and honestly, I'm just not a fan of the guy anymore.
Me neither, bro. Me neither.
Holland went from here to here in my eyes, honestly.
And I mean, he's active. He's got a good streak of whatever. He fought 7 times in a year and all that. But yeah, just the latest stuff. Like, he may in fact go out there on Saturday and have the performance of his lifetime and start Stephen Wonderboy. But as far as what we broke down and what Rudy mentioned, we talked about Stephen Thompson at any age is still a great fighter, and he's up there, man. Kevin Holland's got a challenge on his hand, and I don't think he does it. I don't think he gets it done. I got Wonderboy.
Yeah, this is another super confident pick for me. So that's what I think, like 4 or 5 super confident picks on this event. So when you look at it that way, you're kind of just, hit or miss on 11 fights, man. So you have a real good chance. Just minimum, bro, I'm going to make $1,000 off a bet. Minimum. Maximum, you're looking at like 20, 30 grand, bro. And I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm real confident in some of the picks on my alternate bet slips. I'm going to make some money. Last weekend, I made some money. I'm going to do it again this weekend, guaranteed.
Well, and I'm going to be working with you, Rudy.
Yes, sir.
Right on. Cool, man. Awesome card. It's going to be a good event. There's a lot of fights happening this week, so
Tyson Fury KO 3rd round.
Tyson Fury KO. This guy, yeah.
When we're back next week, we'll be welcoming my son into the world. So my wife is due any day between today and Tuesday. If she doesn't have him between today and Tuesday, they'll induce her on Tuesday. So we'll have little Luca Treyaslata joining us next week.
Special guest. Let's go. Yes, right on. Well, fellas, that's our show for tonight. Really do appreciate it. Thanks to everybody that's watching and or listening. Thanks for the support. David, you know what to do, man.
Yes, indeed. Back at it after a short break. We're in the month of December, about to be closing out 2022 into 2023. We're always here every Thursday, live and direct. And yeah, everything that's going on this weekend, all the fights, everything happening, you better be watching every single second, every round, or you know what it is.
Bro, even if my wife goes into labor, I'm gonna be watching those fights. So you have no excuse, folks.
And doing the Who You Got.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want all the latest combat sports news around the world, around the clock, it's fightbookmma.com. Check us out there, Facebook, wherever you can find us. All your audio platform for podcasts, look us up there. For all our previous episodes are out there too. Thank you everyone for watching and or listening. For Mark Ambio Miller up north, Rudy Lara down south, myself Dave Rodriguez, Roberto Villa the boss. This is Sitting Ringside. We are out. Catch y'all next week. Enjoy the fights.
Peace. Good shit. Oh, for sure, man. I'll hit you tomorrow with the bet slips, Roberto.
Yeah.
All right, later, dude.